Hello everyone, today we're going to dive into the story and capabilities of the BRP Miguel Malvar, hull number FFG-06, the newest guided missile frigate of the Philippine Navy. This ship is more than a new piece of hardware, it represents a significant leap forward for the Navy and, by extension, for the country's maritime defense posture. To really appreciate what this vessel brings to the table, we'll explore its origins, design, propulsion, weapons, sensors, and its role in the bigger picture of regional security. By the end, you'll have a clear picture of why this ship is such an important addition to the fleet and why it matters even if you're not a naval enthusiast. The BRP Miguel Malvar is part of what is known as the Miguel Malvar Class Frigates. This class started life under a different label. Originally, the vessels were ordered as corvettes under the Philippine Navy's Horizon 2 modernization program. However, during the build process and in recognition of their size, armament, and mission profile, they were reclassified as guided missile frigates. The contract for these ships was signed with Hyundai Heavy Industries of South Korea in December of 2021, continuing the strong defense partnership between the Philippines and South Korea that had already produced the earlier Rizal class frigates. The design of the Miguel Malvar is based on Hyundai's HDF 3200 platform, an evolution of the HDF 2600 used in the Rizal class. This means the ship benefits from lessons learned in the earlier vessels while also bringing bigger size, better armament, and more advanced electronics. From a timeline perspective, steel cutting for the Miguel Malvar took place in May of 2023, followed by keel laying in November of the same year. She was launched in June of 2024, delivered to the Navy in April of 2025, and commissioned into service on May 20, 2025. The commissioning date was deliberately chosen to coincide with the 127th anniversary of the Philippine Navy, a symbolic moment to underline the significance of this acquisition. By then, she had already drawn attention as one of the most advanced and powerful warships to ever sail under the Philippine flag. Now let's talk about her physical profile. The ship measures about 118 meters in length, with a beam of nearly 15 meters and a draft of about 3.7 meters. She displaces around 3,200 tons, making her substantially larger than the Rizal class. This extra space translates into more fuel, more weapons, and more room for sensors and crew. Her propulsion system is a CODAD, or combined diesel and diesel arrangement, using 4 diesel engines built by MTUSTX. This gives her a top speed of about 25 knots, which is roughly 46 kilometers per hour. That may not sound fast compared to a car, but for a heavily armed warship cutting through the sea, it's more than respectable. More importantly, she has a cruising range of 4,500 nautical miles at 15 knots. To put that in perspective, she can sail from Manila to Guam and back without refueling, or conduct extended patrols in the West Philippine Sea without worrying about running out of endurance. That long reach is critical for a country with one of the world's longest coastlines and multiple contested maritime areas. The exterior design of the Miguel Malvar emphasizes stealth and survivability. The clean lines, reduced overhangs, and angled surfaces are all meant to reduce radar cross-section, making the ship harder to detect by enemy sensors. Compared to older Philippine Navy vessels, which were often refurbished from Allied navies, this is a huge step forward. The design is modern, optimized not just for combat but for survivability in the face of modern threats like anti-ship missiles. Now we get to the heart of the ship, its armament. The Miguel Malvar is designed as a true multi-role frigate, capable of engaging air, surface, and subsurface threats. Up front, mounted on the bow, is an OTO Melara 76mm super rapid gun. This is a tried and tested weapon, effective against surface targets, shore bombardment, and even air targets like drones or helicopters. Behind that main gun sits one of her most important systems, a 16-cell vertical launching system, loaded with MBDAVL Mica missiles. These are surface-to-air missiles capable of engaging incoming aircraft and missiles at ranges of up to 20 kilometers. For the Philippine Navy, which has long lacked credible air defense capability at sea, this is a game-changer. On the sides of the ship, the Miguel Malvar carries launchers for anti-ship missiles. Specifically, she is designed to deploy the South Korean-made SSM-710KC Star Cruise missiles, with up to 8 of them in quad launchers. These missiles give her the ability to strike enemy ships at ranges of more than 150 kilometers. In practice, that means she can enforce sea control, defend against hostile fleets, or deter aggression simply by being present in contested waters. Against submarines, the ship carries 2 triple torpedo launchers, each capable of firing the K-745 Blue Shark torpedo. This makes her a serious undersea hunter. Submarines are among the hardest threats to counter, but with her sonar systems and torpedoes, Miguel Malvar is equipped for the job. For close-in defense, she mounts the Aselsan Gokdena's close-in weapon system, a fully autonomous rapid-fire gun designed to intercept incoming missiles, aircraft, or even small fast attack boats. Complementing this are 4 heavy 12.7mm machine guns positioned around the ship for close-range threats. All of this creates a layered defense: long-range anti-air and anti-ship missiles, medium-range gun and torpedo systems, and close-in defenses for the final layer of protection. But a ship is only as good as the sensors and systems that allow it to detect and track threats. Here, the Miguel Malvar shines. At the core of her systems is the Hanwha Naval Shield Combat Management System, Baseline 4. This integrates all the weapons and sensors into one coherent operating picture, giving commanders the ability to respond quickly and effectively. For radar, she is fitted with the LM-2258 Alpha, an active electronically scanned array radar operating in the S-band. This radar provides long-range air and surface surveillance, tracking multiple targets simultaneously. Supporting it are navigation radars from Kelvin Hughes and the Celix NA-25X fire control radar. For passive tracking, she uses the Safran Paseo XLR electro-optical system, which can visually identify and track targets without emitting signals that might reveal the ship's position. Underwater, the Miguel Malvar employs the ELAC Hunter 2.0 hull-mounted sonar, giving her the ability to detect submarines in her vicinity. To protect against electronic threats, she carries Elbit Systems' Elizra Aquamarine electronic support measures, as well as Terma Sea Guard decoy launchers, which can deploy countermeasures to confuse incoming missiles. On the communications front, the ship is equipped with Link P, the Philippine version of Korea's Link K tactical data link, enabling her to share data with other ships, aircraft, and command centers in real time. This makes her not just a standalone unit, but part of a networked force. Operationally, Miguel Malvar wasted no time proving her worth. After her commissioning, she participated in joint maritime cooperative exercises with the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps in June of 2025, demonstrating interoperability with Allied forces. Shortly thereafter, she joined cooperative drills with the Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force, further solidifying the Philippines' defense partnerships in the region. By July of 2025, she began her operational readiness and capability tests, ensuring all her systems performed according to specification. For a newly commissioned ship, these early exercises are critical, both for the crew to gain experience and for the Navy to validate the vessel's design and performance. Beyond the technicalities, it's important to consider what the Miguel Malvar symbolizes. For decades, the Philippine Navy relied heavily on second-hand ships, many of them World War II-era destroyer escorts or hand-me-down cutters from the United States. While these vessels served valiantly, they were far from modern. With the commissioning of ships like the Jose Rizal class and now the Miguel Malvar class, the Navy is finally fielding vessels designed in the 21st century with the weapons and systems needed to deal with today's threats. For a nation that sits astride vital sea lanes and faces constant challenges to its maritime rights, this is more than just modernization, it is about asserting sovereignty and protecting national interests. The price tag for the Miguel Malvar was not small. Each ship